Good evening and welcome to our top story. A political firestorm is erupting in Washington as Senate Minority Leader Chuck Schumer takes a bold stand against President Donald Trump's plan to accept a $400 million luxury jet from Qatar, intended to serve as the next Air Force One. In an unprecedented move, Schumer announced today that he is placing a blanket hold on all Justice Department political nominees until the Trump administration provides clear answers about this controversial deal. This marks the first time the New York Democrat has issued such a sweeping halt, signaling deep concerns over corruption and national security risks tied to the Qatari gift. Schumer's decision comes as President Trump prepares for a 4-day Middle East trip, including a stop in Qatar, where he is expected to announce a major arms deal. The luxury Boeing 747-8, described as a flying palace, was offered by Qatar's royal family to replace the aging Air Force One fleet. However, the proposed gift has sparked outrage among Democrats and even raised eyebrows among some Republicans, with critics arguing it could violate the Constitution's Emoluments Clause, which prohibits federal officials from accepting foreign gifts without congressional approval. Speaking on the Senate floor, Schumer didn't hold back, calling the deal not just naked corruption, but also a grave national security threat. He demanded transparency, questioning the jet's readiness, safety features, and whether it aligns with existing contracts between the U.S. government and Boeing for new Air Force One planes. Schumer also called for the Justice Department's Foreign Agents Registration Act (FARA) unit to disclose any activities by Qatari agents in the U.S. that could benefit Trump or his business interests. How is this gift not naked corruption? Schumer asked, pointing to what he described as a blatant erasure of the line between public service and personal profit. Adding fuel to the controversy is Attorney General Pam Bondi's involvement. Bondi, who previously worked as a registered lobbyist for Qatar, signed off on a Justice Department memo that reportedly deemed the jet's acceptance permissible. Schumer demanded that Bondi testify before Congress to explain how the gift complies with the Emoluments Clause and other ethics laws. The American people deserve to know whether this deal involves a quid pro quo, Schumer said, pressing for details on who initiated the offer and what Qatar might expect in return. The luxury jet, already moved to San Antonio, Texas for potential upgrades, is reportedly intended for Trump's use during his term, after which it would be transferred to his Presidential Library Foundation. Trump has defended the arrangement, calling it a transparent deal and arguing he'd be stupid to reject a free plane to replace the 30-year-old Air Force One fleet, which he claims is outdated and behind schedule. This is a great gesture from Qatar, Trump told reporters, dismissing ethical concerns and emphasizing the plane's advanced features. However, skepticism is growing even among Trump's allies. Republican senators have expressed unease, citing Qatar's controversial human rights record and its alleged support for groups like Hamas and Hezbollah. Senator Rand Paul of Kentucky called the gift a mistake, warning that it could compromise the U.S.'s ability to address Qatar's human rights violations. "I've spent time trying not to sell weapons to Qatar," Paul told Fox News. "This large gift could cloud our judgment." Senator Ted Cruz of Texas echoed these concerns, highlighting potential espionage and surveillance risks. "The plane poses significant security problems," Cruz told CNBC, pointing to Qatar's history of funding groups hostile to U.S. interests. Senator Rick Scott of Florida, a staunch Trump supporter, was even more blunt. "I'm not flying on a Qatari plane. They support Hamas. I don't know how you make it safe." These remarks reflect a rare fracture within the Republican ranks, as some question the wisdom of accepting such a lavish gift from a nation with a complex geopolitical reputation. Democrats, meanwhile, are seizing on the issue to challenge Trump's broader pattern of blending personal and public interests. Senate Minority Whip Dick Durbin noted Bondi's past lobbying for Qatar, calling her involvement a conflict of interest. Representative Richie Torres of New York has urged the Government Accountability Office to investigate, while Senator Bernie Sanders labeled the deal farcically corrupt and unconstitutional. "Nothing says America first like Air Force One brought to you by Qatar," Schumer quipped on social media, a jab at Trump's campaign slogan. The hold on Justice Department nominees could delay confirmation for dozens of appointees, including U.S. attorneys, though its practical impact may be limited, as few Trump nominees were set for fast-tracked approval. Still, Schumer's move underscores a broader Democratic strategy to challenge Trump's actions early in his second term. With 3 nominees currently awaiting Senate votes, the hold signals a willingness to use procedural tools to demand accountability. Qatar, for its part, has pushed back against claims that the jet is a straightforward gift, with a spokesperson calling such reports inaccurate, and describing the arrangement as a potential temporary use agreement. The jet, previously used by the Qatari royal family, was moved from Doha to San Antonio via Paris and Maine in late March, suggesting preparations may already be underway. However, questions remain about the cost of security upgrades and whether taxpayers would foot the bill for modifications to make the plane suitable for presidential use. The controversy arrives at a sensitive time, as Trump's Middle East trip aims to strengthen U.S. ties with Gulf allies. His administration has framed the jet as a pragmatic solution to delays in Boeing's delivery of new Air Force One planes, contracted in 2018. Yet critics argue the deal raises red flags about foreign influence, especially given Trump's recent business ventures in Qatar, including a luxury golf resort deal signed last month. As this story unfolds, the clash between Schumer and Trump highlights deeper tensions over ethics, transparency, and national security. With Democrats vowing to press for answers and some Republicans voicing doubts, the Qatari jet saga is shaping up to be a defining early test for the second Trump administration. We'll continue to follow this developing story and bring you updates as they emerge.